Hey everybody, I'm super excited to see you here. We have she's special for sure, but she's very knowledgeable about CBD. She gives you kind of the scientific background to it. So make sure you have your paper out, take notes. We're only spending 30 minutes on CBD, so she's got to cram in a lot of information. I'm going to quit talking now and hand it over to Karen. And then at 30 minutes, Karen is going to hand it off to Rosalind. So thank you so much for joining. Karen, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for the invitation to talk to the group tonight. And if you don't mind, if you'll give me a heads up whenever I've got like 5 minutes, because I like to talk. So anyway, I'd like to preface all of this by saying I'm not giving any medical advice. You'll also hear me use words like different diagnoses and medical terms, scientific terms that I don't use on social media. We have to be careful about that. When you're talking about CBD, don't ever say that it cures this, it cures that. It's just a natural wellness solution for a lot of different problems. So now you don't have to know all of this information that I'm going to share with you guys, but I will tell you this: it's good to take notes because knowledge is power. The more you know about this, the more you're going to be able to convey to other people, and that's going to help them to be attracted to the product. And it's also going to help you to be able to inform people of what they need to know about. I'm going to start off and I'm going to go through a lot of notes. Karen told me I was doing this yesterday, so I was just like, pulled a bunch of notes together, and you'll see me referring to those. I'm going to give you a brief history and a few facts on CBD. Now, some of this, for those of you who have been in the CBD industry, might be a little bit repetitive for you. Y'all might already know this, but it's going to be a good refresher course. And for those of you who aren't familiar, this is going to be some information that you'll need to know. CBD is not marijuana. Now, marijuana or pot or weed, whatever you want to call it, it does have CBD in it, but that's not the kind that we use. The kind that we use, that we sell, is sourced from hemp. And marijuana and hemp are sister plants. They're in the same family, but they're not the same. They are different. Of course, marijuana has a much higher concentration of THC. That's the component that makes you high or makes you feel euphoric. And CBD extracted from hemp, there are absolutely no psychoactive effects from CBD. So it will not make you high. It won't make you feel weird. Won't make you feel euphoric. That's only THC that will cause that. And when you talk about CBD, the different preparations, there are three different categories. There's broad spectrum. Now, that's the main one that we carry. And in my opinion, that's the best one because that's one that everyone can take. And what it has is a lot of different components or molecules of CBD, like CBD, CBG, CBN, etc. It's different molecules of CBD which have specific purposes. But you usually just hear us lump that all in together as CBD. We just refer those to as CBD because CBD is the short term for cannabidiol. And okay, the next category is full spectrum. Full spectrum is all of those molecules of CBD plus THC. Now, it just has a very tiny trace of THC. According to the Farm Bill and the federal laws that were passed, it has to have less than 0.3% of THC. So if you hear people talk about full spectrum, it just has that trace. Okay, I might mention, because a lot of people want to know, will that show up on a drug screen? It can. So if you have anybody who needs to avoid THC or they're drug tested because of work, school, whatever the case may be, always, always suggest that they go with broad spectrum. Do not tell them, oh yeah, it should be okay for you to take the full spectrum. No, don't chance it because CBD is metabolized by the liver. So especially if you take it long term, the stores of that build up in your liver and thus in your bloodstream. So you will eventually throw a positive on a drug screen. So it's best not to risk it. Just stick with the broad spectrum, which in fact, there's really no need for THC. THC does not make CBD work better. And the only reason that you want THC really is if you want to achieve that high or euphoric feeling. Now, if you're looking for that, go smoke a joint or take some Delta products, But if you're just wanting it for the health benefits, stick with broad spectrum. The third category is isolate. Now, what that is, it means that the CBD is completely isolated from all other molecules. It's simply CBD. That's it. Personally, if you're going to take that, I think you might as well be taking the broad spectrum because neither the isolate or the broad spectrum have THC. Okay. As far as the history of it, CBD was first isolated in 1940, and its structure was reported clinically in 1963. However, since CBD was not psychoactive, it was kind of neglected and eclipsed by THC. Anybody who wanted to experience benefits of cannabis, they just went with marijuana. And but the research that was done then and the discovery of it, it was basically performed by Dr. Raphael McCollum. He was a doctor that was in Israel, and he discovered the endocannabinoid system in 1964. His research and development of CBD was groundbreaking. He's considered the father of CBD. And all of this led to the discovery and research of the endocannabinoid system. That's what we refer to as ECS, endocannabinoid system. To kind of give you a brief insight to that, endo means anything inside the body or that comes from the body or it's made by the body or internal. Exo, you'll hear me talk about that a little bit in a little while. Exo means outside of the body, like you've probably heard like turtles, lobsters, certain insects have an exoskeleton. That means their skeleton is on the outside of the body. So exo means anything that's external or from the outside. Endo is inside, exo is outside. So endocannabinoid means the cannabinoids that we already have in our body. Did you know that your body produces its own cannabinoids? And anandamide is a molecule that's inside our body that's produced by our brain. And anandamide acts very similar to CBD. It elicits feelings of bliss, happiness, and pleasure. And the long association of humans with cannabis made sense once they discovered this because our brain produces our own cannabinoid, our endogenous cannabinoid, endocannabinoid. Although anandamide is entirely different from cannabis by its chemical class, it still performs very similar to that. There are two main types of endocannabinoids, the anandamide, which is called AEA, and there's another big long word. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but it's known as 2-AG. That's a lot easier to say. Both of these molecules can activate the body's cannabinoid receptors, which receive and process chemical signals in cells. And that's how it all works, whether it be your endogenous cannabinoids or exogenous cannabinoids. Exogenous, again, outside from the body, we get that from plant-based cannabinoids, CBD. And what they do is they work on all these receptors in our body. They send signals to those receptors. And the receptors are responsible for different systemic actions in our body. So different systems in your body, those receptors need to be functioning properly for those body systems to function properly. We have two different kinds of receptors in our bodies, two different categories, CB1, and the CB1 receptor mediates most of our psychoactive or brain type effects of CBD. And then the CB2 receptors, they are principally involved in anti-inflammatory actions and immunosuppressive actions. So they work more on just your general body systems. So the CB1 is more up here. The CB2 is more body. And there are charts. Look that up sometime. Look up your CB1 and CB2 receptors online. Google that. You can pull up a chart and it will show what all systems the different receptors affect. Okay. Endogenous cannabinoids are even found in mother's milk, like a human breast milk. Have you ever seen a baby that has been breastfed and they're kind of milk drunk? And every time babies breastfeed, nearly every time they go to sleep. If a breastfeeding mama wants her baby to go to sleep, she feeds it. And you see that little look, just that relaxation, that calm. And that's because of the endogenous cannabinoids that our bodies make. Okay, now what happened and why the CBD industry came about and where research kind of led, back in 1937 in the United States, hemp, which is what our CBD is sourced from, hemp was outlawed. It was banned. You couldn't even grow hemp. It would be a federal crime to grow hemp. Prior to that, it was one of the largest cash crops in the United States. There are so many different things that can be made from hemp, so many different products, and I would suggest you Google that. You'll be amazed. Even building supplies. You can build a house with hemp construction products, and it's actually stronger than concrete. You can have hemp-based plastics. Now think about this. What if we had all of our plastic cups and all of our eating utensils made out of hemp-based plastic as opposed to petroleum-based plastic? Petroleum-based plastic is not biodegradable. It does not break down, but hemp-based plastic does. Now, most of us have heard of hemp rope and like hemp textiles. You can make clothing out of hemp. Since it's a natural fiber, it's very cool or warm. It's very resilient and durable. And so lots of good stuff comes out of hemp, the very least of which the nutritional value. It was used for livestock feed prior to it being banned. So our cows, our pigs, our lambs, our chickens, all of the livestock ate hemp as feed. They would even graze on hemp. They made livestock feed out of that. So what happened is the animals would process that in their bodies, and we would get exogenous cannabinoids through our diet sources, being part of the food chain. We would get the hemp that they had in their bodies, it would kind of transfer over into ours nutritionally. So when hemp was banned and we no longer had access to that and we weren't getting it through our food sources, nearly every one of us today is CBD deficient. And it didn't just happen because of the banning of hemp. It also happened because of the changes in our food sources. Many of y'all can think back to sometimes even your parents, but mainly your grandparents and your great-grandparents. Their foods were much simpler. And, even though they ate high-fat foods like bacon, eggs, they got their plenty of cholesterol and everything, you didn't see as high of an incidence in certain disease processes in them as you do in our generation. How many here in our meeting have either suffer from or have heard of an autoimmune condition? Most of us have several, and that's been a thing mainly of our generation. And I'm here to tell you it's a combination of a lot of different factors, but it's environmental, diet, and we're all CBD deficient. When you are CBD deficient, if you're not producing enough cannabinoids internally and you're not taking any kind of exogenous cannabinoids, what happens is that begins to affect all of your different body systems. And I'll tell you what all CBD affects, what all systems. And I may not have all of them here, but we have more inflammation, first of all, just as a general rule, all over our body. Now, you may know inflammation is the biggest cause of most of our disease. If you think about that, things become inflamed, they don't work as well as they should. So inflammation always leads to some type of disease process. And it's kind of like a domino effect. One thing happens, another thing happens, another thing happens. Pretty soon, you're unhealthy. Okay? CBD will affect the balance of most of our body systems, our endocrine system, our hormonal system, our reproductive system, circulatory system, respiratory, gastrointestinal, skeletal, muscular, connective tissue, neurological, and skin. So pretty much our whole body. And by introducing exogenous CBDs into your system via plant-based CBD, which is CBD oil, it balances your ECS, the endocannabinoid system. That in turn begins to rid your body of the inflammation and brings your bodily systems into balance. That's why we see improvement in our customers and in ourselves. And for example, your thyroid function, blood sugar control, your reproductive health. Women will experience more regularity in their periods and have less problems like endometriosis. A decrease in menopausal symptoms, yay. And better cardiac function. It impacts your blood pressure, your cholesterol, and your lipid levels, etc. Also, it helps from a respiratory standpoint with symptoms of asthma, COPD. CBD will actually help people to quit smoking. Yes, I see Rosalind going, what? Yeah. Yes, if somebody is trying to quit smoking, you have them put a few drops under their tongue every time they have a desire for a cigarette. Not only is that going to help as far as inflammation is concerned and help to make the lungs healthier, it's going to do something with your neurotransmitters that are the same that are involved with your desire to smoke. And it's going to help to calm that desire. And it's very effective in helping people to quit smoking. Yeah. And also, reduction in symptoms of fibromyalgia. How many of you have heard people say, I've got fibromyalgia, or you know somebody who does? So it helps with that, any type of connective tissue disorders, arthritis, pain, etc. It helps with skin issues like acne, rosacea, scars. I'll have to share a picture of y'all with one of my customers who had what's called a Mohs procedure, MOHS procedure. It's for melanoma. She had a melanoma on her face. Okay, you don't want melanoma anywhere, but if it's on your face, that's going to affect everything. Her incision was here, 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 here. Looked like Harry Potter had got a hold of her. And it was a very invasive excision. And so, of course, it was going to affect her appearance. She chose not to use the gel that the dermatologist normally suggests his patients use. She chose to use pure CBD oil on that scar. It's almost invisible. When she puts makeup on, it is invisible. And it was phenomenal to see the difference it made within just like 2 weeks' time. My dad had a skin cancer excised off of the back of his neck. He was older. I figured it would probably look like one of his wrinkles or something like that. Within a month's time, I could not find that incision on my dad. And that incision was at least this long. It's like 2 inches long. So what it does for the skin is unreal. Also, it helps the hair and our fingernails. Because it works in your body on a cellular level, it helps your cells to reproduce and to grow and to have healthy cell development. Okay, also, CBD is actually patented by our United States government. Wouldn't you know, they make a cut off of nearly every bottle that is produced. They're going to find a way to get in on the good stuff, and it's patented as a neuroprotective agent. That means it protects your nervous system. It helps with nerve pain, neuropathy, even helps reduce seizures because of its anti-inflammatory and neurologically protective benefits. Okay. Let's see, it helps also with your mood and your emotional health by regulating serotonin. It feeds those receptors that control things like depression and anxiety. And it also provides better sleep because it helps you fall asleep, stay asleep, get deeper REM sleep, thus you feel more rested. And many studies are currently being performed regarding CBD and cancer. Now, if it helps our body on a cellular level, you can guarantee it's going to help. And the government and the powers that be have tried to shut that down. Google something sometime. A man named Rick Simpson. Now, he uses real cannabis. But I'll tell you what, if I was ever diagnosed with cancer, I would be making my own Rick Simpson oil. I don't care where I lived. I don't care what the laws were. I would make it because it saves lives. And it's something that's natural. It is something that's God-given. But in the meantime, why don't we all take CBD oil and get the benefits from it? There are just as many benefits in CBD as there is from marijuana-derived CBD. Also, if somebody is already diagnosed with cancer, and let's say they're stage 4, I've had a lot of people reach out to me and say, will it help me? And I'm very honest with them. I can't say that it's going to get rid of the cancer. I can tell you this, it's going to help you sleep better. It's going to help you relax, because if you're not a little bit wound up because you have a stage 4 diagnosis, something's wrong with you. So it will help you to stay calm. It's also going to help with any type of pain. It's also going to help preserve your appetite, and that is one of the biggest key factors in the recovery of cancer patients, is being able to eat, because when they undergo chemotherapy, radiation, any other type of treatment, it affects their appetite. If you don't have proper nutrition, you're going to die. So CBD is very instrumental in helping them to maintain their appetite, and it gives them a better prognosis. So what is important when you're thinking about CBD, or somebody you know is thinking about starting CBD? You must get it from a trusted, reliable source, also known as us. And it has to be pure. It has to be third-party tested. Ours is. Less is more. Read the labels. Less ingredients is better. You don't want filler ingredients. That's going to make it a cheaper product. It's not going to make it work as well. So you want CBD, the extract of the CBD, you want the carrier oil, and then you want a natural flavor if it's flavored. So no more than 3 ingredients. You don't need that. Nobody needs any more than that. And ours is superior because of the process that Rick has told us about. It's a micellization process that we use to extract our CBD molecules. It's cleaner. We don't use any chemicals or solvents to do it. It's kind of a magnetic process, and he won't tell me what it is. Hey, I'm not going to start a lab. I'm not going to put Rick out of business. I was just a curious nerd. I wanted to know, but he wouldn't tell me. So, but I can tell you that it produces a smaller, higher quality CBD molecule. Okay, it goes down to the picometer instead of the nanometer. And so because it's very small, that means it absorbs better, so it's more effective. Okay, you're going to hear many questions many times about CBD. Will it help me? How can it work on so many different things? Will it help me? My answer is always yes. I don't care what problem they have. It's always yes. Because everybody I have met, CBD has helped in one way or the other. If for no other reason, for general wellness, to keep your levels down, to stay off prescription medications, to keep your blood pressure good, to keep your lipid panels good, to keep your thyroid functioning properly, all of that and more. And anytime I want to know how it affects somebody, if I don't already know, Google it and tell them to do that. Have them look up, CBD and type 2 diabetes. Look it up. Okay. Is it safe for everyone? Yes, it is. It's safe from all ages, from the womb to the tomb. Babies can take it. And let's see, can you take it with medications? Okay, if you have an existing medical illness, I recommend that you contact your doctor and you ask for your doctor's okay. There are some instances where you have to be really careful. If you're on blood thinners, CBD will make them work too well. If you have any type of liver disease, you need to talk to your doctor because it's metabolized by the liver. It could affect you negatively. So you want your doctor to guide you through that process. But you will be amazed by the results if you'll just try it. And we all need to start talking about this. We need to start posting about it. And as we've heard all the time, facts tell. Everything I've told you right now tells. Stories are what sells. And there's a way for us to access stories. We have a group that's called Be Epic for Life. Me or Karen, the other Karen can give you the link to that. What that is it's a testimonial group. And it's a very powerful tool to show how people benefit from the CBD in several different ways. Not only do you use that, you invite people to the group, you tag them in the group, you tag them in a post that is relevant to their specific situation, and then you follow up with them. And that's also another important component. You need to educate your customers, tell them how to take the CBD, tell them to be consistent with it, to take it twice a day, at least every day, and to be patient with it. It's not going to work immediately. It has to get into the system and build up. So tell them to be patient and then follow up with them in a couple of weeks and ask them how they're feeling. Guide them, help them to find their sweet spot, help them to find how much they need to be taking. Because if you do this, if you follow up and provide superior customer service, it is going to improve their results. It's also going to, by doing that, promote customer retention, and that equals more sales and more money for you. So let's get busy promoting this CBD. Let's start using it ourselves, and let's tell people about it and get it out to the people that it can help, because if you don't tell people about it, you're not going to help them.
Karen, that was awesome. That was amazing. I hope everybody got some good notes, and stop being so afraid. Stop being so afraid to share the news about CBD. So the next thing is super promoter Rosalind Hall. She is going to talk to us about how she markets, what she does with the candy and the tea. Take it away.
Actually, I'm about to throw a wrench in this. So last night Karen threw out that I was going to train today and I was going to talk about the products. And here's what I want you guys to understand. Sometimes people drag their feet about, promoting something because they need a little bit more information, just like Karen. So tonight I took it upon myself to change the game, Karen, and I didn't even ask your permission. But because we were getting educated with CBD, I thought it would be super, super great to bring before all of us the best person that I know. Nobody can put, can't nobody describe and talk about our products no better than Kimberly Bradley. When I tell you that she has me, I'm very, very simple. And Kimberly is very, very detailed, about as detailed as Karen. And I'm like, really? And I think that you guys will be amazed with how wonderful, how even more better our products are, because after she finishes telling you, you're going to want to go buy everything in the back office and eat it except those econ tabs. So, Kimberly, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you. I appreciate you doing this for me. And I say doing it for me because it was my assignment tonight, but I gave it to you. I asked you if you would, because you're the best at it. I appreciate you. I love you.
No problem. Thank you guys so much. I'm honored to be here before you. As you can see, it was last minute and my hair is just pushed back. But anyway, we're going to show up and show out, right? So, you know, Ross asked me if I could pop on really quickly and talk about some of our product. And I always, you know, pray for a quick moment. And then I say, what am I led? And so what I want to talk about is something that you know how sometimes you can get comfortable with something that it becomes so minute to you. It's just like, oh, it's been around forever. And so we take for granted, you know, that what we have in our hands, our arsenal is really powerful because we've been used to it or we've been used to using it. For Roz and for some of us who are on here, Drink to Shrink has been a part of our life for over the almost last 7 years or so. Of course, it was called a different name in another company, but still it is the same identical product in the ingredients. And I wanted to talk about not a lot of things, but I wanted to talk about just one ingredient in this product, just one. We have 9, but I just want to talk about one. I just wanted you to get an idea of just when you're talking to someone, we tend to talk about this product because 5 pounds in 5 days is all about losing weight. And sometimes we overlook the power that this product can give in results for people. And so I wanted to talk about one of the ingredients in this product so that when you really understand just one of the 9 powerful ingredients that Dr. Miller, who originally formulated this product, he was very specific and clear on how to formulate these different herbs to work together to have the results they are. We know it works because there are many companies that sell this product in their own brand name, and they're still doing very well to this day. So we know the product works. Persimmon leaves. This is one I want to talk about because persimmon leaf kind of correlates right now to what we're dealing with right now. It's cold season. The weather is cold. People are getting sick more often. We're dealing with viruses out there. We're dealing with bacterial infections, all those type of things. And so what I wanted to say with you first is there is a difference between virus and bacterial. Virus or flu. When you catch a flu, it's more viral. It's touched person, whatever. Bacteria is transferred a different way. And so what's great about persimmon leaves and what this persimmon leaves can do that is in just this product of 9 is that persimmon leaves can help with bacterial infection. So yes, we talk about the 5 pounds, but some people may not have the 5 pounds in front of them. That's not their biggest goal. It may be someone who's really sick. They're dealing with chronic inflammation. Persimmon leaves help with chronic inflammation. Inflammation can come in many forms. Inflammation can cause arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. Inflammation can cause lupus. Inflammation can cause all types of things. And what it gets down to with inflammation can be you get a splinter in your finger and it gets inflamed. That's inflammation. And so you bump your feet and it swells. That's inflammation. So we have all different lanes of inflammation that most likely somebody in your household probably is being affected right now. So not sleeping on the Drink to Shrink for just the weight component, but what the ingredients can actually do. And inflammation is one of them. Inflammation is a problem that where the body, for people who have chronic inflammation, it's basically where your body goes through a process where it heals. So if you bump your foot, it swells up, the blood goes there. What is it doing? Your body going, injury, let's go surround it. Let's begin to get our chemicals working and it gets swollen because they're bringing blood to that area to start the healing process. Well, when it's chronic, that means that your body has somehow got in a cycle, almost like Groundhog Day. It keeps repeating itself and it doesn't stop and realize the body has healed, but it keeps repeating itself. So that's a chronic form of inflammation. But we all know someone who deals with some form of inflammation. And persimmon leaves is very beneficial on a consistent basis implementing it. So just keep that in mind. Bacterial infections. not viral. So if we say to somebody, oh, you got the flu, drink this. Well, I recommend drinking this because it has other herbs in here that are very beneficial. Chamomile, things of that nature, ginger. But with persimmon leaves, what I will tell you is on bacterial infection is very good for bacterial infections are like pneumonia. You got someone who's sick with bronchitis. Bronchitis can easily switch over to pneumonia. They're in bronchitis. Make sure they're drinking this every day, a couple of times a day. Warm particularly. Urinary tract infection. That's a bacterial infection. Never thought to give somebody this for a bacterial infection. You got meningitis. You have tuberculosis. Those are bacterial infections. How many people has probably had surgery or got cut or something, have a wound? Bacterial infection. Diarrhea. Now, if you have a virus, a flu virus that happens to give you diarrhea, that means you also have a bacterial going on in there. Again, you should be drinking this. So I say that because there are so many things that we get caught up in the concept of, we know what this is good for 5 pounds, 5 days, losing weight and all, but there are really powerful ingredients that can actually help a person with all type of elements. And sometimes I want you to realize, don't, be so one trick pony that you forget that how powerful this is to helping people with so many different elements. We're so used to looking for something that is that instant gratification. That's where we get the weight loss in 5 days. But there is a product here that can give them long-term results. It's something they may not see immediately, but it's a long-term progress of keeping the body healed and healing itself. And we know disease is nothing more dis-ease. Just the body is dis-ease. That's what disease is. And anything that's dis-ease in the body, you have to somehow bring it back to its form of healing and which really happens mostly at nighttime anyway, is when we sleep. That's when you're in the fasting state and your body is now able to rest so that your body can reprogram itself, begin to heal itself. So these things, like these ingredients in here, and I'm not going to talk about them all. I just wanted to talk about one persimmon leaves. And so cough, it helps with cough, it helps with colds, and it helps with fever. Persimmon leaves. So I didn't want to take a lot of your time, but I wanted just to talk about just those things that it can help with just one ingredient in this product. That's why I really believe in this product, because we have 9 herbs. We don't even get into the 9 for the sake of time. But if you really consider, this is a powerful product, and it's powerful in its own right. That's why so many people are offering this product with their own brand. That's why you see so many people having great results with it as a business, is because it's a powerhouse all by itself. And it does so much more than giving people the 5 pounds for 5 days they're trying to lose. This product is really instrumental to your everyday life, because at some point, all the things I mentioned, you may come across or have encountered, if I should say. So that's something what I wanted to share really quickly. I didn't want to take up a lot of the time, and I don't want to get into a whole lot of ingredients because everybody's not ingredient, inclined. People will just want to know, does it work? But now you have a better understanding of just one benefit of one of the herbs in here, how it can really impact someone's life overall than just to lose 5 pounds in 5 days. All right. So I thought I would share that really quickly, Roz, and Karen with you, and hope it brings some value.
It does. And I'm calling you right back to the platform. Y'all, I cannot compete with this, with her. Kim, you have to tell them about Elevate.
Oh, Elevate. Oh, Elevate is a powerful in itself. And the reason why I say it's a superfood. It's a superfood, and we truly need a superfood. We do not, I don't care, you could talk to people who are nutritionists will come into my inbox and they go, oh, you don't have to do it. Yeah, you do. Nobody is eating the the amount of fruits and vegetables on a daily basis. We're not getting it. And if you did sit there and just gouge and eat it all, you're still not getting all the minerals and ingredients as you used to as 50 years ago, because our soil has been depleted over the years, so we're not getting the nutrients we see that every day. Look at our children are more hyper, things are happening. It's in the food. So when you get able to get a capsule that has a superfood that's giving you the extra getting you the extra fruits and vegetables, that's a good thing, a plus. The B12s you're getting, that's a plus. B12s are very instrumental for whether it's your mood, your iron deficiency. It helps with fatigue. It also helps with the mental capacity. There's all those things are also in that product. But one product that I love that we have in Elevate is the medicinal mushrooms. They are powerful all in its own right. But one of them that I am absolutely in love is the rhodiola that is in our Elevate. That product is so instrumental in so many ways because the rhodiola works with the mental capacity. It really goes in and it affects with the mood enhancement. So when you got someone who's having just stress levels, I don't know about you, but I'm in menopause. I don't know what phase of it, but it ain't left yet. And with menopause, we have the mental capacity that goes up and down. I'm crying 1 minute, I'm having anxiety, don't know why. We go through that. And a lot of times we think we're going crazy. No, it's just life. But the rhodiola can help with mood. That product alone helps with the mood. So if you're someone that's going through menopause, it's a great product to implement. If you have mommies who are going through what they call can't even think of the word, when the mother had the baby and then they go through the depression. Postpartum, there it is. This is a great product to enhance. That's natural. It's natural. It's not going to cause anything to the baby who's breastfeeding whatsoever. It's nothing in here that will go against that. It's very beneficial to women who are dealing with that. If you have someone who's going just through anxiety, who have high intensity anxiety, stressful jobs, or just going through a lot, that pill with that rhodiola in it will enhance and trigger the formality of the brain, and it will calm them down. It will reduce their stress level. It really will in itself. Rhodiola is also beneficial to the hair and the skin, believe it or not. So if you find someone who, as we're getting older as women, I'm going to keep talking about my tribe as women in a certain age, I'll be 60 this year, is that we start losing our hair as part of menopause. Okay? Rhodiola actually helps with improving the quality growth of your hair. So there are so many things to that green pill. Everyone should be taking that green pill. Everyone you come in contact with, if you should just give it to them as a sample. And I do. That is one product that I will give away freely. I give that 3-day supply, and every person I give it to will call me up tomorrow. What is in that pill? Because that's one of your instant gratifications. They can feel it. They notice it. It will trigger. They will notice it. And what they're noticing is not just the superfoods that are in there, but that rhodiola, it triggers, and you will notice it and you will feel it. And so that is a product that do not sleep on. That is probably one of my number one products that I just gotta have, but I always will sample someone that quicker than probably the candy. I will sample those green pills because that green pill will have an effect on them. And I know everyone, again, deals with some form of anxiety, stress level from their job, stress at home. Maybe you're going through a death in the family, whatever it is, someone can take something natural and it kind of just lifts them up and enhances the quality of their mood. I think we all in America, everybody in America should be having one of these. We're probably all getting a lot longer saying kumbaya. I really do. So that's one of the other things I wanted to share about the Elevate. That is a product you should not sleep on, to sharing with individuals to try that product. I'm trying to think what else I could tell you about the Elevate because I could go on and on.
All right. I'm right now, guys, because I know Kim just gave us like, whoa, I really do need to be taking the green capsule. And the thing is, I think what happens is people join a business and they just think that their job here is just to sell the product, and it's not. You are to be a product of the product. But there's no better way of showing people how well the product works simply by using it. Y'all, I take that green capsule every single day. And Kim got on a training with me and my team one day. I asked her to be a speaker on one of my teams. That's what you should do as well. reach out to somebody else and get a fresh face in front of your team. And I'm like, what? That is what's going on? And just to hear what she had to say and think about how I really, really am, if it wasn't for that green capsule. I know that green capsule, if I didn't have it, it's basically like me going back to back to being addicted to Pepsi. Because that green capsule is my lifeline. And I don't know about you, but first of all, does anybody have any quick questions? I have 10 minutes to either answer some questions or what have you. I know another product that Kimberly takes is the collagen, and the way she broke that down. I think we should just hear her, because I'm telling you guys, listen, let me tell y'all something. None of us ain't getting no younger. And we sure ain't getting no healthier by keep doing the same crap that we're doing. We must change the way we must change. I'm not saying this because you need to go in your back office. I don't care whether you buy from your upline. I don't really care. But I do know this. If we don't start taking better care of ourselves, we're not going to have a business, and we ain't going to have no family. We're going to be dead. Kimberly?
Yeah, it's true. You know, Be Epic has quite a few products that are really good. The more I research, I'm a geek. I like to research stuff. That's what my whole background, like Karen, I've been in the medical field most of all my life. And I tell you, the Regenerate, it's another one. The Regenerate, baby, is another one because of the turmeric in there. It also has collagen. It has a good quality of collagen in there. That's a powerful product that we should be sharing with people who are dealing with inflammation again, people dealing with pain. Actually, the turmeric is a good product for helping with weight loss, believe it or not. Turmeric itself can help with weight loss. So, and a lot of people go, well, I don't like the taste. I tell my customers, get fancy. Add some almond milk or coconut milk, whatever you want, and blend it in nice and hot, and add your non-dairy whipped cream. Make it fancy if you need to. That's low on calories, but it can be delicious if you don't like the taste. But that is a product I definitely run to all my customers who love it, with all the extra tips I give them to how to drink it. But it has so many great benefits, that turmeric. Our collagen, liquid collagen. Look, at our age, again, we're going to talk. What are the things that are beneficial with collagen? We know collagen is very good for the skin. Collagen is good for the hair, the nails. Collagen is what we need to bind our tissue. Collagen. So those things break down as we get older. Why? Because our hormones as women starts to deplete, which has a lot to do with all those things they create younger on. But as they begin to deplete, we're not getting that back in. That's why we start getting the aches and the pains and the hair fall, and our skin are getting drier as we get older. And all these things are happening. We can't figure out why. It's because we're losing something that we're not putting back in. Collagen is very crucial to muscle repair, tissue, bones, skin, hair. If you really want to avoid the aging process, use collagen. I would say use not only a collagen internally, but use a product that you find that you can put externally on the skin as well. It will not stop aging, but it can slow the process and reverse it. We know that we're in a time and an age now where there are more and more products they're realizing and researching, realize can be beneficial, but collagen is so crucial. And as we're aging, we do need to implement more of it. So definitely don't leave that one out when you're talking to your target market, because those are areas. And kind of like what I would recommend is, we were taught this a while years ago with Stisha, is that we too busy want to sell the boat instead of the island. And so one of the things we have to do is, when you're promoting or talking about it, the easiest way is when you're on your lives or your Facebook, talk about the pain points, not the sale of something, but get on there and talk about, today I want to talk about some pain points, and start calling out those pain points, because anybody watching is going to catch that pain point and they're going to go, oh, wait a minute, let me scroll back. Or if your tagline says, talking about a pain point, they're going to stop. And social media, if you put in your tag or in your post based on what it's saying, you don't even have to put hashtags anymore. I guess you guys do know that now. Facebook has now got it where they're taking whatever you're posting and they will now send that to people to basically who are looking for what you have based on your comment or what your post is. And so if you're talking about something in specific that is a pain point, the people who are looking for that pain point will get it. Why do I know? I've been searching for manifestation stuff because we was doing the vision party last week. And ever since I've been researching, I'm getting up left and right speakers, coaches, people talking about it on their page. I didn't put it in just from me Googling or on Facebook. So it will do its work. So if you want to speak to that particular group of that pain point, then emphasize that when you go on your lives or you go on your whatever you're posting, that is somewhere in there, the pain point, and start watching how people will all of a sudden pop up that you didn't notice before, and then speak to the pain point to draw the attention. That's one thing we would talk long ago and I kind of got away from, but consider that too. When you're speaking to someone, speak about the pain that they are going through. And then in with that, you found something has been beneficial to you or has been beneficial to my coworker, or my teammate, Rosalind, or my friend, Jerry. This is what has happened since they've implemented this. If you're doing 2 ways on your lives or whatever, and then you could bring them on. But that would be a way too, because you're speaking to the pain point. And Sanisha used to always say, people don't want to hear the good. They want to hear what they're feeling, what they're going through. And I remember she used to teach that. So keep that in mind too. Talked about the pain point. When you're talking about pain, people seem to pay attention. We just do. Nobody want to hear good news. We want to hear the bad stuff. Let me hear the gossip. What's going on? They want to hear the pain. I tell my team all this. Come on, you guys, let's be real. Social media is at a point now that we have to be real. I think I even told this to Braz. Most people, we wonder why we're kind of struggling on social media right now, because it's changing every day. It's a creature that's ever just changing and changing. But think about it. Most people don't come on Facebook, you guys, to see what they can buy. 2 minutes. Okay. They don't. What they do is when they're researching something, they want to buy something, what do? You guys go Google it, right? Or you go on YouTube and find something that they're coming on social media to be this nosy because they got 15 minutes on their time. They want to see what's Kathy up to? What's she posting? Is she funny today? She always puts something funny. Karen always got something to say. That's what they come. So you got to draw their attention. So if you're talking to their pain point and they happen to be in pain, you got them. You got their attention. So thank you guys so much for your time. I appreciate it, you guys. Hope this brought some value.
Lots of value. Lots of value. I want to say thank you to Karen and Kimberly both for jumping on. Karen got a day's notice and Kim got an hour. She got an hour or 2 notice. And I just want to tell you guys thank you for doing that for the team. I'm not going to take it all the way out to the top of the hour. I'm going to go ahead and end this simply because we do need to get ready for Stanisha's training, as well as that 750 training will pick up tonight after the next training, which is our epic launch for the new vision. And guys, listen, I don't know if your day was different today because of what we got last night from Stanisha, but mine was very, very different. I'm gonna go look in the mirror. Every time I look in the mirror, I'm gonna say, hey, do I know you? Do I know you? Because if you are looking in the mirror and you keep seeing that same person and that same person and that same person, you're not growing. You're not growing. And it might be hard, but you got to do it and you want to do it. So you think you might be, well, I'm comfortable where I am. You can be comfortable where you are, but you'll be more if you just if you allow yourself to do a little bit different, stuff that's a little bit different. All right. Because we deserve better than what we have right now. All of us. All right. We love you guys. Thank you all. See you in a few minutes. Bathroom break. Bye, y'all.